The stock market carnage impacts 401ks, and some retirees are in a panic. Today, I read an interesting article on yahoo.com, put out by NBC News and written by Daniela Silva, titled, "Retirees Stunned as Market Turmoil Over Tariffs Shrinks Their 401ks." According to the author, people who were planning on their retirement accounts to carry them through their golden years said the economic chaos was hitting too close to home. Some said they are pausing big-ticket purchases and reconsidering home renovations, while others said they fear their quality of life will be adversely affected by all of the turmoil. Here are my thoughts. First, my heart goes out to the retirement-age people who fear their quality of life will be adversely affected by the turmoil. For their sake, let's hope cooler heads prevail. I hate to think of anyone suffering during their retirement years. Regarding people pausing big-ticket purchases, this might actually be a good thing. Many people who watched their net worth skyrocket in the past decade or so may have contributed to the run-up in the price of many things. Some have helped their children or grandchildren buy things. A friend of mine gave his daughter $150,000 as a down payment for a new home so she could afford the payment. If the market had not treated him so well in the past decade, this would not have been possible. This was great for her, but it could have impacted someone else who was trying to buy that same house. According to a Redfin poll from last year, 36% of Gen Zers and millennials who planned to buy a home expected to receive support from family to help fund their down payment. In my opinion, some family members may be less likely to provide this support if they just watched their net worth plummet because of the drop in the stock market. Getting back to the article, the author referenced a 54-year-old man who retired last week. He said he lost $58,000 in his 401k in 2 days. He said if that continues, he can't stay retired. In my opinion, he didn't lose the $58,000 unless he sold. If he had that in an index fund, it will likely recover. The big question is, how long will it take? I'm sure this man is not alone in his line of thinking. I'm sure there are people who worked hard their entire lives to save money for retirement, and it is troubling to watch that erode before their very eyes. Some may wonder when the carnage in the market will stop. They may wonder how much further it could drop. Now, some may be hoping that Donald Trump will back off on some of his tariffs, which could result in a rally in the markets. Well, Donald Trump posted on social media Friday that his policies will never change and only the weak will fail. I'm going to share my thoughts about that. When push comes to shove, I think it is possible he could rethink that. Look at what he did recently with TikTok. He extended the ban deadline by 75 days. This is the second extension. It just makes me wonder if his hardline approach to these tariffs could end up like TikTok with some backtracking. On the flip side, it is certainly possible Donald Trump's hardline approach could work. Look what happened this morning. Vietnam capitulated and offered to remove all U.S. tariffs. Of course, an agreement hasn't been signed yet. Then again, there could be a worse outcome. Let's hope this trade war doesn't result in a military war. I hate to think about the human lives that could be lost. I read some of the comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. Before I do, please understand that many of these comments are politically charged because some people are very upset right now. These are the thoughts of the commenters and not me. The first commenter said, "Next, Trump is going to engage in a smear campaign against the Fed to try to get them to lower rates, further damaging seniors with fixed income investments. And if they don't lower rates, he'll try to blame them for the economic carnage he created. Wait for it, it's coming." The next person said, "Who needs retirement when we've got all these sweet factory jobs coming back to the U.S.? Why sit idle when you could be manufacturing plastics or pesticides?" Another commenter said, "I've seen the 401k drop in 2008, so just staying invested is a test of financial discipline at this point." The next commenter said, as a senior, watch and learn that great things don't happen overnight. Tariffs will cause a boom for American workers, and interest rates will go down. The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, who's stunned? I saw this coming months ago. I rebalanced my 401k and IRAs into all CDs. There is zero reason to own stocks right now. The worst is yet to come. I'm going to chime in regarding that last comment. This person probably doesn't realize that those CDs may be callable. When it is in the bank's best interest, they could certainly do that. If it were me, I would have put that money in U.S. Treasuries, which can be held until maturity. In addition, there is no state tax with them. But that's just me, and what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube with a gong. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. This next story is about a guy who isn't worried about funding his retirement. I read this on Yahoo Finance, put out by Benzinga, and written by Caitlin Fitzpatrick, titled, Mark Zuckerberg was the secret all-cash buyer of that $23 million DC mansion. The house was listed on March 3rd for $23 million, and it sold the following day for that exact price. It is the third most expensive sale in the history of that city. Now here is what is crazy. I visited the Realtor.com link, and there was only one picture, and it was blurred so you couldn't see the house. That's the first time I've ever seen that. I guess when you are Mark Zuckerberg with tech company connections, you can make that happen. Apparently, this house is only 15 minutes to the White House, so he can stay in close proximity to the Trump administration. I suppose if I was a billionaire, I'd want that level of privacy also. I would take a different approach though. Rather than just blurring out the picture for the home I just bought online, I would try to buy the property in an LLC established in a state that does not require ownership information for LLC filings, such as Delaware, New Mexico, or Wyoming. There weren't a lot of comments beneath this article, but one of them I thought was pretty good. This person said, here's a new way to find the billionaires. Just look for a smudged image. This is the guy with all your information archived. I'm curious, what do you think about Mark Zuckerberg buying the third most expensive home in Washington, D.C. on the first day that the market started steeply correcting? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.